Yay! We hit a
So
record.
Bones is obviously intent on continuing his spree of petty pranks, with unintended horrible consequences. What do the rest of you do?
Maybe we should sneak up on him and smack him in the head.
No. Get a bucket and hit him over the
You're
head
not
with
with
it.
us.
You're not here.
The three of us aren't
I'm
there.
suggesting that out of character. I'm suggesting that out of character.
Uh, or ambush him. I doubt he'll be happy to see anyone trying to stop him.
All right.
Okay. You guys distract him. I'll climb onto that rooftop over there, turn into a snake, and coil around him.
Sure.
You are a scary lady.
Sure. But if we don't need that, just remember my signal to stop what you're doing. Talia, stop what you're doing.
And then Tig says, "Who's Talia?"
I just sent him one of those point to my eyes, point to him gestures.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Meanwhile, back at the temple, temple folks, what do you decide to do?
Didn't Ari want to talk to Lelia?
Yeah,
Oh.
so hold on a second. There's like a communal temple there, right?
Yeah.
I just walk up to the altar and go, we cool, Anarton?
And you get a sensation that you are indeed cool.
Okay, I dig out exactly 43 gold coins and drop them in the donation box. 43 just to be fucking irritating.
Oh, groovy. That's my favorite number.
I had a feeling. So, Lelia, you want to come over here in the corner, please? Where nobody can hear us?
She looks inquisitively before going over.
Yeah, so, do you have, like, a chest that locks really well?
I think one came with my new carriage.
Okay, so, do you know how the Raven's Rest was robbed when we were there?
I assume that's why you were gone, yes.
Yeah, I need somewhere to put this. This being this amount of gold, and I whisper the 500,000 GP in her ear.
Her eyes go wide for a moment before going back, like...
And I just
Have you
nod.
considered buying the establishment out from under him?
I look at her like, I wasn't actually going to use it for nothing, I just stole it from him.
She is pure rogue. I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to steal it. Fuck the reason why.
Because I think you should.
Should I? Why?
Because fuck him.
Alright, I suppose. I'm not going to give him all of it.
But of course not. Are you mad?
Well, yeah. I just prayed to Anarton, what the hell do you think?
And that makes two of us then.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, back of my trailer. Or back of my carriage. Here's the lock. Do it discreetly.
Yeah. That's kind of what I do. Thank you. Because, you don't really leave this kind of shit unlocked.
No, you don't.
I take the key and I hike myself out. But before I leave completely, I peek back around the corner and said, yeah, you can tell the others if you want.
Alrighty.
All right. Anything else?
I guess Arrow's already out the door, and then we're kind of just heading towards the rest of the group.
As you head out the door of the temple, you see a grown man sneaking around on his tiptoes. It's a very buff fellow, and he ducks behind some barrels and waits as another man, significantly less buff but kind of attractive in a scrawny sort of way, is heading down the opposite direction of the street.
I stop and watch.
Yeah, I guess same here.
When the man gets close to the barrels, the buff man stretches out one leg, and the scrawny guy trips and falls on his face, really hard, hitting his nose. You hear a slight crack. And when the buff man stands up, goes, "Ha ha ha! You've been brawn bones, punk!" Before darting off, leaving the man just cradling his face, going, "Oh my fucking nose!"
Fuck. No, he's not getting away. First, can I? I'm just gonna use Mage Hand to grab, to pull his pants and pull Braun Bones' pants down.
You're gonna have to make I'm gonna say a dexterity check, but yes.
Okay, and so just roll d20.
D20 add your dexterity modifier.
All right. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, he's screwed. I just rolled an 18, and I have a +2 modifier, so that's a 20.
All right, you pull off his pants as well as his undies when you pull him down, and not only does Braun Bones trip, but a good chunk of the populace gets to see his unusually small penis.
All class.
A serious horror campaign.
Serious.
That's the tagline.
And then everyone starts pointing at him and going, "Ha ha ha! You've been Braun Boned!" And one person's like, "I guess the last name was ironic."
Just thinking.
I'm gonna help out and help the scrawny guy.
Oh, my fucking nose! Oh.
And I think all right, calm down, buddy. I think I got something for you.
And this one's like, "Oh, look, there's one of those victims of Braun Bones' hilarious pranks."
I'm gonna use the Cure Moderate Wounds wand on him. That's the last charge.
Damn. Okay. You heal that nose right up. I can breathe, and I'm not leaking blood out of my orifice. Thank you, mysterious strange woman.
Ruby.
You gonna be all right?
Yes, my nose is healed. It's a miracle.
All right. Excuse me. I've got someone's ass. I've got someone's ass to kick. I'm just gonna turn towards Brom and start advancing on him.
Whoa! Don't get mad at me. I just pull hilarious pranks.
Nothing funny about. You want to know what's gonna be funnier? Me funnier? I'm just gonna activate the Dragon Claws.
Shouldn't the other three of us arrive on the scene?
Seeing what the rest.
Yeah, you guys arrive on the scene.
Seeing what kind of knots I can tie with your
Hey,
intestines.
what are you doing?
So when you say activate Dragon Claws, what does that mean?
Basically, there's now a set of 8-inch claws bursting out of my finger. So basically, 8-inch claws shoot down to my fingertips.
All right, a couple of villagers stand between you, like, whoa, listen, ma'am. I know that this may seem cruel, but trust me, Braun Bones' pranks are just hilarious pranks. No one ever gets hurt. And the guy with the broken nose, like, obviously wants to argue, but is also feeling peer pressure and is silent. Now, you got Braun Bones with your own hilarious prank, so I think we're all about even.
It's not funny when someone it's not funny someone gets hurt, and unless you think that the blood coming out of that guy's face was some kind of jelly. I think it's advised to get the hell out of my way.
His face, you just talk about being bloody, and they see that his face is perfectly fine. He's not bloody at all.
Isn't there still blood?
Okay.
Is there still blood on his face? From I'm pretty sure Cure Wounds doesn't remove the blood that's already been spilled.
All right, so he's got some blood on his face, but they don't see any visible wounds.
So he's got blood on his face. He's a big disgrace. Now you need to kick his can all over the place.
Back to the section. The people are like, you sure it's not just like strawberry jam? I mean, we are famous for our strawberry jam here. And sure enough, there's a fat guy whose face is just covered in strawberry jam. It's like, it's true.
Just face palm, just like Mickey Mouse, just hand cover the whole face palm.
Brahm stands up. He's got his trousers back on. He's like, "Listen, guys, we can all take this in good heart. She pulled a hilarious prank on me by making my penis seem much smaller than it is."
I didn't do anything.
It's magic. Really great. Everyone, give her a round of applause. Everyone, that is a hilarious prank. Chinking someone's genitals. Yeah.
Oh, honey, no amount of magic is gonna fix that.
I think Tig would have to disagree.
Yeah.
Brahms is off. Here's the thing: if you grow a grain of sand, you'll still have a pebble.
And then everyone's like,
he's still bigger.
Everyone's like, so you're saying?
I'm saying he has a tiny penis.
But what about pebbles?
God damn. Forget I said it.
Just drop it.
We're all getting distracted by the factory. Focus on the mission.
They have a mission?
Right.
We're getting distracted by genitalia when we need to focus on the mission.
Right.
Howard,
Bro,
2017.
you stay there. You two. Flank him. I'll hop onto the roof.
Wait! Talia, stop!
What?
We have him here right now. We don't need to, trap him or anything.
Brom Bones is confused. Are you guys looking for me for some reason?
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it. You want to help me with some of my hilarious pranks.
Well, actually...
That was an audition!
We were at your establishment over there in the Tavern District. And we
I bet you were. Look powered up and down.
In any case, we heard that you knew the story behind why the village is afraid of the harvest moon. Or at least you were the one to hear tell the story.
All the villagers look really happy when you mention the harvest moon and then look expectantly to Brom. Brom stands up, cracks his knuckles, and smiles and says, well... And let me scroll up in my Word document here. Just gather around, and I'll elucidate on what goes on outside when it gets late. Long about midnight, the ghosts and banshees, they get together for their nightly jamboree. There's ghosts with horns and saucer eyes, and some with fangs about this size. Some are fat, and some are thin, and some don't bother to wear their skin. I'm telling you, brother, it's a frightful sight to see what goes on harvest moon night. When the spooks have midnight jamboree, they break it up with a fiendish glee. Ghosts are bad, but there's some that's cursed, like the headless horsemen, they're the worst. When they go a-jogging across the land, holding their noggins in their hands, demons take one look and groan, and hit the road for parts unknown. Beware, take care, they ride alone. There's no wraith like the spooks that spurned. The ghosts don't like 'em and they're really burned. They swear to the longest day they're dead. They'll show them that they can get ahead. So close all your windows, lock all your doors. Unless you're careful, they'll get yours. Don't think they'll hesitate a bit, 'cause they'll flip your top if it'll fit. And they like 'em little, they like 'em big, parted in the middle or wearing a wig. Ashen white or bloodied red, the headless horsemen need new heads with a hip, 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 and flippity clop. They're all looking for a top to chop, so don't stop to figure out a plan. You can't reason with a Doulahan. And then everyone gets very somber as Prom says, and if you doubt this tale is so, I crossed those spooks about a year ago. No, I didn't stop for a second look, but made for the bridge that spans the brook. Once you cross that bridge, my friends, the ghosts are through their power ends. So, if you're on the road tonight, make for the bridge with all your might. They'll be out in the hollow there. They need your heads. Look out! Beware with hip, 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 and the clippity clop. They're out looking for a head to swap. So don't try to figure out a plan. You can't reason with the Doulahan. Yes, horseman out. They'll kill you.
We kill the vampire. How hard are Doulahans be?
What is a Doulahan?
Well,
some sort of ghost or fae or spirit that.
kind of a ghost. It's kind of a fairy. It's the big thing is that they're headless. Their horses are headless, and they want to just chop off people's heads to replace their own because they're lost. They're kind of heads. They're kind of the worst, the most dangerous spooks out in our haunted section of the woods here. So just mostly, on Harvest Moon night, just don't go traveling in the woods unless it's absolutely necessary. But it shouldn't be.
And how many of them are there?
Oh, well, I didn't get a full count when I encountered them about a year ago. I'd say about, 7 or 8.
7.
Air and Lily are just going to kind of look at each other. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of other ghosts in the woods, too, and plus that thing in the swamp that they say might eat people. And, of course, the witches.
The witch?
Yeah, it's just really a bad idea to go in the woods in general.
But besides everything's relatively stable in town.
Well, I mean, the teens have been acting up, but other than that, I mean, they're out playing in the woods right now, so.
They're dead. I'm calling it now. Out of character. They're so dead.
Well, fortunately, Buddy's still at the wagon.
Yes, very fortunately.
For them.
His head pops up. Oh, teenagers. I am needed.
No, buddy, no. We have to leave these ones alone.
Damn it.
Teddy reluctantly nods and then watches as some attractive young men enter the Brahms Boys bar.
So, well.
So we need to find out why this town in particular has failed to be in contact with Walpole.
Oh,
Like
that.
idiots.
Well, that doesn't have to do with our ghost problem so much as the witches and the one we don't like to speak about.
The witches and one you don't like to speak about.
Look, man, you got two options here. Either you start speaking about it, or I rip it out of you.
Ayara!
He looks at you and he's like, You have a very weird idea of what makes for a fun prank. Listen,
It's fun for
the
me.
important thing is that no one gets hurt.
It's gonna be fun for me. You're not so much.
He's in a special type of delusion.
I cannot wait to wait to shatter it around him.
I mean, we've tried to send people over to Walpole, but, well,
Was there a giant troll that ate them on the way? Because that's dead now.
Oh yeah,
no.
we incinerated
I'm
that
pretty
thing.
sure trolls weren't involved.
Wait. Correct. You said I heard from back at your bar that there was a teacher here a year ago who's kind of responsible for the teenagers acting up now.
Oh yeah, that Ichabod Van Tassel guy. Like, once he taught them how to make fireworks, everything with the team started going to shit. We're so glad we kicked him out. Of course, then, I don't really know if I should be talking about this, but, well, a couple days after we kicked him out, this knight fella, black and red armor, came to town. They started asking about that teacher. And that's when we were told to stay in our town for a while.
Because of one guy.
Well, listen. One guy can do a lot of damage when you're just a country bumpkin playing sick pranks. Told us to stop talking with the mainland, stop allowing people like that teacher in. Made a very, and Brom looks very uncomfortable. Very good case for that.
The town of Stoker had a similar issue involving foreigners and this. Because we ran into that knight on the way to Stoker earlier.
Yeah.
He was looking for this Ichabod.
Yeah, he was really not keen on Ichabod. Said Ichabod was corrupting the youth.
We saw him we actually saw him on the way there. Apparently he had only basically, long story short, there's some kind of enchantment on the forest between the forest around Stoker. He thought he'd only been out there for a couple weeks.
Brom Bones he's trying to understand what you're saying, but it's clear that his brain isn't capable of processing what you're describing.
Essentially
Magic
bullhuey.
Well, that magic makes for some sick pranks, I imagine. But listen, we haven't really had a lot of problems. We just sort of stick to ourselves, and we do fine. We do fine, don't we, everybody? And everyone's like, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a diplomacy check.
Sure, why not? Whatever we're rolling up for.
But first, I'm gonna cast hidden diplomacy so I could use my intimidation check instead.
Okay.
What's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Everyone is trying to get into Brom Bones' pants.
No, there's nothing impressive. Nothing impressive. There's nothing impressive there. We all know that now.
Ironically, Howard is the one that failed.
I always roll terrible.
You roll good when you don't mean to.
Yeah. I just sort of stand up and brush my pants off and look at him and go, listen, we all know you're full of shit.
And Brom looks affronted. And a lot of the villagers are like, yeah.
So why don't you tell us what exactly is going on and stop waffling around?
Okay. Our woods are haunted as fuck. There's witches in them that occasionally eat people. And these Red Talon guys told us that if we ever leave and contact the outside world again, they'll raise our entire village to the ground.
Sounds about right.
Said that we got to keep pure and safe, and that when the reckoning comes, we'll finally be allowed to regain contact.
Reckoning. Huh.
Pure?
What if we dealt with these witches, these undead, and it gave this town more protection?
Well, I mean, some of the undead are our family, and that'd be kind of sad.
Do
The
you have
witches,
any...
though, yeah, we are cool if you taking them out.
Now, before we go any further, I don't like this casting aspersions bullshit. Do you have any proof that these witches eat people? Or is it just what the Red Talon told you?
And if so, what kind of people?
Then you hear someone thumping their cane, and you all look around, and there's an old man with a beard.
Okay, we totally trust this guy. He has a beard.
Mayor Crane! Yes, it's me! Mayor Crane! Patriarch of Markin! I know for a fact these witches are evil, ma'am! Obviously you don't know the story of Helen Vaughn and her coven of sinners.
Well, no shit. We just got here.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's why we ask questions, sir.
Many years ago, Helen Vaughn came here to town, preaching about a new way of life. About how we could live as more than farmers, but as kings. She brought to us the dark god Rubicante.
Oh shit.
Lilia's eyes twitch.
I'm just gonna move a bit out of the splash zone.
And we worshipped Rubicante until Rubicante demanded sacrifices. And that's when my father just sort of threw a shit fit and just kicked her out. But ever since she and her loyal followers have plagued us in the woods, coming in at night and stealing our orphans. Our sweet, delicious orphans. Also other children who have parents, but I feel the orphans are particularly tragic.
Why did... the fact that you specified it's delicious kind of sets off some alarm bells for me.
Look, I lived as a Satanist for a couple of years. You learn how things taste.
Fair enough.
Question for the DM: is there? We've spoken a lot. You've said a lot. Or the town has men, big burly men. Are there any women around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they big?
This is like the men here and the women are off in the forest being Satanists. I was just kind of curious.
There are some women. It's a male dominated, which is bad for the gene pool.
Explains why there's so much.
You can ask about that because it is an oddly skewed man to woman ratio.
Okay, just so we clarify, Malakota is the boss god and Rubicante serves him?
Malakota is a demon, but sometimes demons like to pretend they're gods.
I mean, the boss demon lord.
Malakota is technically in charge of Rubicante.
And Rubicante is daddy.
Rubicante is your daddy.
Rubicante. I know that name. They're a
It's from
500
Dante's
foot tall
Inferno.
plant, aren't they?
What?
Yes, they're a 500-foot tall plant, aren't they? No, it is not a plant. It's a demon. Different thing.
Oh.
Do these
I'm
witches
still learning.
still serve Rubicante?
I mean, I'd figure yes. I haven't asked them recently. They eat our babies.
Okay, they're dead.
Our sweet, delicious babies.
Stop that.
I'm sorry. It's so creamy. It melts in your mouth.
Yes, right.
I haven't had it in so many years. what I would give to eat just one more baby. Anywho, say hi to my
Okay.
daughter if you see her.
Your daughter?
Yeah, I'm freaked. I'm getting.
I was like, ah, yes, Katrina Crane.